Cursed by the old gods in Bethany, we are 5 immortals doomed to walk the earth until we complete our 1001 tasks. After centuries of having our memories sticked around, we're to complete our destiny and die. We are, for now, the Immortals. This is episode 56.
Woo! Good.
Good.
I'm so glad we have done this for so long.
56 is not an interesting number. Like 256 is
Then
a really
let's not
nice
talk
number.
about it.
56 is a power
But like
of 2.
57, 56 is like
on its own, it's like,
it's like kinda boring.
25 plus 3, 28. It's a,
it's
I guess
yeah,
a multiple
it's
of
like-
7.
It's a multiple of 7. Yeah. Oh wait, no, this was the one that I had the hardest time with when I was a kid doing multiplication tables. Was 7 times 8.
I didn't even think about it as 7 times 8. I had to
I'm
cut it.
really
I had to cut
bad
it in
at
half
that.
first before I could think about
6
what it's
times
actually
8,
made
7
up
times
of.
8, and 7 times 7 were the ones that I had a lot of trouble with. I don't know why, but I could never remember those. 56 was definitely the hardest one.
Happy Hanukkah, everybody.
Happy Hanukkah.
This is our Hanukkah episode because Hanukkah beats Christmas by 1 day this year.
Does it? I didn't realize that. That's awesome.
It starts on the 24th.
Good for them.
And then Merry Christmas.
Yes.
And then Merry Kwanzaa. It's a triple feature right there.
It is.
Just some more Hanukkah.
That's true.
Just more Hanukkah, and then New Year's. And then what? One more day of Hanukkah?
Really?
I don't know how
it's 8 days.
Maybe?
I think you're forgetting Boxing Day.
Oh, right.
That's the British.
We're
That's a
Americans.
British holiday.
We don't celebrate Boxing Day.
Well, are we Americans?
Yeah, we're like every country at this point.
Yeah.
A melting pot.
Yes,
Just
that's
like
what we
that.
are.
I guess that means we are Americans.
Immigrants get things done.
Damn it. I was trying to find a loophole so that I wouldn't be an American.
Sorry, dude.
That's okay. I'm proud to be an American. Speaking of, let's go to the song, which is...
No.
What the heck is
What?
what the heck are our names, by the way?
What are you?
That's not the song.
You want to
Proud
cut
be
to
an
Sir
American is
Duke? What are you talking
I
not-
dropped my phone.
What is happening?
All right.
I don't know.
What's your name, Adam?
I go first.
What's your name, Austin?
God damn it! I'm Austin,
I'm Adam.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Lee.
I'm Pedro.
and together we are the Immortals. We've obviously been in 56 episodes. We have nailed it.
Nailed it.
We have we review one of the 1001 movies, albums, food, songs, children's books, and TV shows that you must consume before you die. We get these picks from those published books of those titles. We are assigned what number to cover by an evil being working for the aforementioned Bethany, who is cursed us to power her evil deeds through these reviews. This all makes sense. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
That immortal evil asshole will appear later when he's going to possess Adam and give us the next number at the end of the episode.
It's all fine.
It's fun for all, except for the evil deeds that are being plotted right now against our will.
It's fine.
Besides that, we have a good time.
I don't really have a good time.
No, you have a bad time.
Do you even
But
know
we don't really
that?
care.
Yes,
I guess, yeah,
do.
you can feel it in your body, yeah.
Yes.
Do you have to listen back to the episode and see what you said?
No. Why did I do that?
That's fair. I mean, it'll only help our download numbers, but it's fine. It's,
I know.
it's cool. But this week, we are covering the 427th entry in all those books. And then for all those who have bought all 6 of the books and have counted them numerically, you know what we're covering. But for everyone else, the movie this week is Tokyo Olympiad.
The album is AC/DC's Highway to Hell.
The food is Gravlax.
The song is Sir Duke by Stevie Wonder.
The children's book is Peter Pan in Kensington Gardens by J.M. Barrie.
And the television show is Traffik. Let's go right into the movie, which is Tokyo Olympiad. In 56 episodes, this is our second Olympics movie, after covering Chariots of Fire.
The best movie of all time.
One of. Possibly.
That's pretty good.
It was fine. This is even more of an Olympics movie because Chariots of Fire had scenes that were not at the Olympics. This one is only at the Olympics. This is a 1965 documentary directed by Kon Ichiwaka. Yep, I'm going to say that's right. And it documents the 1964 Olympics that were held in Tokyo. And that is a very literal explanation of what happens.
Yeah.
This is a almost 3-hour film that, from beginning to end, shows you the 1964 Olympics. They're going to show you every single category. They're going to show you some exciting moments.
It's not every category. It's selected categories.
It's a lot. It's all the big ones for sure, and then
And
it's
also
a
large
little
selection.
ones.
some small ones.
I mean, like, I feel like we missed though some ones that are pretty big.
I mean, they don't do,
Maybe
like-
they're not part of the 64 Olympics. I don't know.
They don't do like every single swimming activity, but they show you like good
A lot.
samples
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
some
Yeah,
activities.
yeah.
Don't worry, they cover walking, speed walking. They cover sharpshooting. They cover track events. They cover the gymnastics,
Judo.
judo.
Yeah, right?
That was wrestling.
Wrestling.
You know, the Olympics. And this is a curious one. I have a lot of thoughts about this movie, but let's go around the board. And Adam, we never start with you.
Yeah.
Adam, what do you think of Tokyo Olympiad?
Well, I think we kind of talked about this briefly before we started recording, and I think I had a pretty similar experience to everyone, that I was really pissed when I started watching this, that we were just going to have to watch an Olympic recap, like a highlight reel. I
Thank
was like,
you. Oh my god.
Fuck this so hard. And but then like I started actually watching it, and it's a very masterful highlight reel,
Yeah.
It's.
frankly.
I kind of wish there was one of these for every Olympics.
Right?
Yeah.
Because-
There is.
Well, I'm
No, there's not.
not like to this like level of cinematic scale, because like I pop in barely during the 12 days of the Olympics.
Yeah.
This is like 12 days to 3 hours. I'm fine with that to watch every.
Oh, just do like a half hour a day. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
A good
That's actually- that's just called
six-part mini
the news.
series of the Olympics.
But it's not,
But no,
right?
yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, like, this is not an Olympics highlight reel. This is a documentary. And it really captures the grandeur of what's great about the Olympics. But it also, like, just does really cool things with the way it films the events. I mean, there's a lot of, like, cool, like, freeze shots, like, fun stuff done with audio. It's cool.
I think it captures the rhythm and the spirit of each event perfectly.
Yeah, and
Oh, was it
it's
the gymnastics
inventive.
scene where it's like just in black background? Or
Like the pommel horse and the uneven bars.
Oh,
Just like
the pommel horse, especially in that angle,
yeah,
it's insane because when you have the camera level, basically with the homeboard, you just don't see them coming. So just from the side of the frame, you just see hands coming, and you go, "Oh God, I hope that's arch right to the pommel horse."
yeah.
Because they're just basically flying for it. Oh, that was awesome.
And I feel like modern, true Olympics highlight reels and a lot of like things that sort of American coverage of the Olympics focuses a lot on something that I tend to find really boring, which is every athlete's like personal backstory, which is fine and like sometimes is really inspiring, but mostly like this movie really gets at something specific that's cool about the Olympics, which is what does it look like to be truly the best, try the hardest of anybody in the world at this. There's a lot of scenes of people collapsing from exhaustion.
Yep.
Like there's a lot of scenes of
At the marathon.
Yeah,
yeah,
right?
jeez. But that's not the
That was
only
a good
place. I mean,
ending.
there's like a lot of places where it's just like, and basically just says like these people have just like worked themselves literally to everything they had, like everything they've had, they've given, and that's cool.
It's kind of like almost anti-ESPN because
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
American coverage really
Sucks.
pushes on the narrative. You're going to interview the parents, you're going to interview their best friend and their gym teacher, and we're going to get the
While they're
narrative
doing
started.
the sport, that
Yeah.
really bothers
Yeah,
me.
it
You
bothers
watch
me
like, okay, figure skating isn't the right example because these are the Summer Olympics. But it's the same thing. It's like, and here's so-and-so. And then while they're doing their show, the announcers are just talking away about them and what they've done in the past and who they are and all that. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to watch an actual performance here. I'm trying to watch a sport. And then, like, you would see, because there wasn't really any narration except for at the beginning and then maybe a little at the end. But you would hear clips of the actual announcers from back in the day, and they wouldn't do that. They were basically quiet the whole time, which could have been editing. Or they would talk about the athletes, the sport, the event happening in front of your eyes, which I thought was really cool and refreshing.
So it's funny. The Olympics is something I've done a lot of like Wikipedia deep dives on, And one of the things that's interesting is that this is in the true amateur age of the Olympics. And there's a part that's really fun that they touch on this. Like, it's a running event. I think it might be the marathon.
I think it was the marathon.
And they go, like, this guy's a carpenter. And this guy, like, is
the
an
Australian
office worker.
School teacher.
And a school teacher. And there was, before, like, the 1980s, there's still amateur rules to an extent in the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
But they are wildly relaxed from what they used to be. So you can be sort of a quasi-professional athlete. You can be sort of a professional Olympian.
Oh, yeah.
And that's, like, ultimately, I think a lot of people consider that a good thing for sports, because if you don't allow people like that to participate, you're basically excluding the best people from the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not really seeing the best of human achievement. But it definitely has a different flavor than the commercialization of the modern Olympic Games.
I thought that at the very end. I was like, because at the very end, it starts with the opening ceremony, it ends with the closing ceremony, and everyone was leaving. I'm like, I don't think anyone's walking away with multi-million-dollar sponsorships from people. Like, you're not going to be.
No, it was illegal. I mean, like, you can't.
Like, it's strange.
They took away people's medals for that kind of thing. I mean, it was like a huge deal.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh,
even
actually,
if like you accepted a sponsorship like later.
Oh, like, I mean, there's like the rules were very, very strictly kept, and like you were shunned, you were banned from future Olympic Games.
Oh, wow.
Like, they were very strictly kept until they were relaxed, like in sort of our most recent lifetimes. Like the Dream Team, the American Dream Team was one of. Like, the basketball rules were the first ones that were relaxed to allow professional sports players, because essentially, like, America couldn't compete. And I believe the first Olympics, those rules were relaxed. We sent the Dream Team and just, like, friggin' crushed everybody, and will continue to do so for the foreseeable future. But also, I mean, the Dream Team was an amazing spectacle of sports to watch. I mean, it was crazy.
But Americans were doing well in this Olympics.
Yeah, they did pretty well.
They popped up a lot as successful athletes. There was one narrative that they told during the movie, about halfway through, which was about this guy. I forgot what country he was from.
Chad?
Yes, it was
he
Chad.
was older than the country.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, that was not that one.
No, that was Chad. No, it was.
Was it the same one?
Yeah, because Chad was
the only one from the country?
Yeah, or one of two, and he was.
It was Chad. Yeah.
It was. Yeah, I mean, those countries were French colonies. They were liberated in '60, and it was '64. So
yeah,
wasn't Congo?
No, it was
There were
Chad.
two, okay.
It was Chad.
That guy was fascinating. Lee, what did you think of the movie? Did you find some strengths to it, or was it too much sports?
I have a lot of feelings about this movie.
Let's hear them.
First off, you do not capture the attention of your audience by having a play-by-play recap of every Olympics that has happened in the modern times.
I loved it.
I like.
No, I was hoping it would like fade out, but it never did. It just kept going, and it's like, and now the 19th or 18th or whatever Olympiad here in Tokyo. It's like, oh Jesus Christ!
I admit that was tedious.
Yeah, I liked it.
The narration just stops. Like, there's no more narration. And, like, one of the things that I really like about documentaries and why I continue to watch documentaries is that there's a narrative of some sort. Even if it's just the Planet Earth documentaries, there's still a narration. There's still an overarching plot, even if it's, completely made up by David Attenborough. There's still a plot, whereas this movie, it's like, the plot is Olympics! It's like they told the artsy kid in high school, you have to go film the track team do their meets. And then it's like, okay, fine, I'll do it, but I'm going to do it my way. And that's what happened.
Yeah, it was kind of awesome for it.
Yeah.
I kind of hated it. It was pretentious.
I get your point. Like, it is fundamentally, it's not social commentary. There's like hints of it, but basically it's not social commentary.
It's just kind of praising of humanity, really, if anything. Because like,
I didn't even feel that.
That last quote. Sorry.
Go ahead. What was the last quote again?
Well, the last quote towards the end, because I think that was kind of, because I was watching this and someone else was sort of like around. They're like, I think this is just clips of sport. This is not a documentary. A documentary has a theme, a point that it's trying to put across, and I thought it was sportsmanship, but not just that, but like how it brings the world together and everything like that. And the last quote was, I forget exactly how it went, but it mentioned the fact how now this won't happen again for another 4 years.
Yeah.
Does that mean, is that enough for us humans to have total peace? Or is it enough for us to replicate peace once every 4 years or something like that? Or to create peace once every 4 years? Like, that's kind of a decent point. We all just sort of, like, stop for a little bit and watch a bunch of people that are our best go and
this one had compete. A really cool... I'm sure my family's yelling at me right now. It's Parade of Nations. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
When all the nations are walking in at the opening ceremony and whatnot.
The best part.
The best part.
And this one was so cool because it was very well color coordinated. Mm-hmm. Everyone was walking perfectly in line. There was no one taking selfies. Mm-hmm. But then they all like formed together like in a very Japanese, like perfectly lined thing.
Yeah.
It looked cool. It was and then you have, of course, the torch coming in, and I don't know, the Olympics to me always shows like if the world is limiting to every animal in its own way, humans defy all of that.
Yeah.
We can't breathe underwater. We are going to swim faster than any human possible.
Yeah.
We are going to be able to throw this heaviest ball. We're going to launch ourselves with a pole vault. Like, it is perfecting the human body to these tasks and to do so on a global scale. That's what I kind of got the most out of it because we don't get their stories. We rarely even get their names, but we kind of learn who they are through their actions and sometimes just seeing them in exhaustion when they're standing on the winner's landing, whatever thing. The trio.
Podium.
Standing
it's
there.
called a podium.
Is it podium?
Is it just a podium?
It's a podium.
Podium. You do speeches behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, and okay, so I will speak out in favor of the first minute and a half of this movie. No, and because I actually think that it gets to what the filmmaker is going for. So it is just reading. This is where all of the Olympics were held since 1896, the modern Olympics. But what it notes in doing so in a very subtle way is that the Olympics were 3 times canceled for world wars, that Germany was banned from the Olympics at one point, that Japan had been banned from the Olympics in 48, in London, and that, so like the historical thing is that Japan was supposed to host the 40 Olympics. They mentioned at some point
44, I think.
44, but of course it was World War II, and it made me very aware that in my most recent lifetime, and actually even my parents, we have not had an Olympic Games canceled. And to imagine how shitty that is. Like,
Yeah.
It drew a distinction for me between what a world war is and what a not world war is, which is something that previously I actually can honestly say I hadn't really thought about. But like, oh, you canceled the Olympics, like, because everybody's mad at everybody. Like, we can't even get together and do this one thing. I mean, even during the Cold War, although there were boycotts by individual countries, including us, the Olympics weren't canceled. And so, and the 64 Olympics are Japan returning to the world. Tokyo hosts them. It's very much like a modern, look how modern Japan is.
It's a big deal for them.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, it was the first Olympic Games in Asia. So, I mean, it's a huge deal.
Which is weird because one thing that I
It
got
would
from
have been really cool to hear that in the documentary.
But they did say
one
it,
of the
though.
things that they
I mean,
did.
But they didn't. Like, they could have expanded on that and said,
it's
a really great thing for Japan to come back. We are presenting ourselves to the world stage again, and we're going to try to be the best that we can.
And, I preferred so much the understated, all of that is in the documentary. None of that is from the Wikipedia page. That is, all of it is said, that Japan was denied the 40 Olympics, all that good stuff, that this is the first one in Asia, how far the Olympic torch... But you are expected to sort of put it together for yourself. Why exactly what happens here is important. And I really appreciated that about this documentary.
When they mention that it's the first time that Asia has ever hosted an Olympics, or that Olympics were hosted in an Asian country, I just kept thinking, I was like, wait, how many times was the U.S. mentioned again? How many times were other
a lot.
Western countries just over and over again? And, oh yeah, by the way, there's a whole continent of people That
I didn't even recognize that.
Has
yeah,
there still,
no, I was like,
has there
again?
been an
All right.
Olympics in Africa yet?
I
Actual
don't
question.
No, there's been a World Cup.
Did Johannesburg never host it?
I don't think. I now feel crazy.
Oh no, I don't think they would.
No.
No, yeah, they
I think
they
Rio.
wouldn't.
I think Rio was the first in South America.
Really?
I'm,
That's true?
Yes.
Yep,
Pretty
Africa
sure.
has not hosted the Olympics.
Huh.
Yeah. No.
Well,
That's,
then we're still
but
got a way to
says
go.
that really says something, though, right?
But I wouldn't want to talk about Lee's complaints because it is a style of documentary that we kind of rarely see nowadays. There's one filmmaker who does it almost in a stubborn sense. His name is Frederick Weissman, who I believe one of his films is on this list, one that I haven't seen yet. But his films, like, I saw his latest film, or one of his latest films, which was called National Gallery, which was a 3-hour documentary, just with the National Gallery. No narration, no characters.
Wait, I want to watch that.
Just scenes of sometimes just looking at paintings, sometimes watching people clean paintings, sometimes watching a tour guide. There's a documentary called At Berkeley, where it is just 4 hours of cutting back and forth between classrooms and budget meetings.
See, now that's the difference, though, because I'm a big fan of, like, the slow TV, Norwegian, Scandinavian, I don't know, like, theme that they've been doing, where it's like, this is 8 hours of a man chopping wood and building a fire. I will sit down and watch all 8 fucking hours of that.
For real?
Yeah. They're on Netflix. They're amazing. There's one where it's like a 10-hour trip from the south of Sweden to the north or something ridiculous.
Have you seen...
It's really cool, and I highly recommend it, but those sound like they're not trying to have a narrative, whereas this one, I felt like it tried, but, like, put half effort into it.
Frederick Weissman tricks you, basically. You really have to really discover that narrative yourself. And part of it, like, with time, maybe I was just going insane, maybe it was Stockholm Syndrome, I did find theses about Berkeley and whatnot. And I think we're seeing a similar thing here. D.A. Pennybaker never has narration, but he's a bit more accessible with his documentaries. This one, I think it's just more it's almost celebrating its simplistic thesis of look at these grand accomplishments, and we're going to show you this as a time capsule of we are going to definitively show you the 1964 Olympics. Adam, you're looking perplexed. Do you think it has more?
I think that it's because I had what I was going to say. The Olympics are about like just watching them, and these are the best athletes that are happening that are alive right now. That's and like in the entire world. And so I think that's I agree that that's the narrative that it's going for. That it starts out explaining like that the Olympics are a rare, very rare thing, and then the point is just to watch the athletes compete, and then you realize how crazy it is that this is, I think, maybe the one thing that everyone on Earth comes together for.
Yeah.
At one time.
Friggin' North Korea comes to these things. I mean, they compete with South Korea, but, like,
Yeah.
they send people to an international event.
And that's why I find it to be a bit rough to watch, like, the NBC coverage of the Olympics, because it's just too... I love America too, but, like, I love the global sense of the sport. I don't want just...
Who's winning on the medal chart?
It's always America. It's fine. Guys, our ego is fine. We're
Right.
really okay, but, like, I want to hear everyone's stories.
I definitely want to hear about the guy from Chad. Like,
Yeah, that story's
right?
incredible.
like those stories are always amazing. Like for people with very few resources who usually aren't professionals in the same way that Americans are.
Speaking of, there's an African, Kenyan female bobsledding team that's trying to get
Jamaican.
funding.
No,
It's not Jamaican?
No, there's
I was
actual-
wrong.
It's not, but I want it to be. It's like Cool Runnings 2, but not Cool Running, but
Yes.
not Jamaica.
Did they have a crowdfunding thing going
I
on
want
right
that
now?
to be
Yep.
a thing that's real.
Wait,
Put
Lee,
that
explain
on.
it more.
Yeah, put that on our thing.
It's Nigeria. They're trying to make a bobsled team, the first African bobsled team.
Yes.
Amazing.
It's
So
all
in.
female too, right?
Yep, all female. Pretty awesome. They have a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter or something. So
We'll put a link on our page. And I have no transition for this, but we're just going to talk about the artistry of so many of these segments.
So good.
My favorite one was the hurdles competition. Because they had the camera looking right down the lanes. So the runners are running towards you, and you see the rows and rows of hurdles. And it's almost like positioned where it's almost like watching a billion cubicles kind of thing.
Didn't they have interesting audio for that?
Yeah,
too?
then they had no audio. And like you almost think the audio went out, and you basically kind of hear them running only. And you have them jump. But then the guy on the farthest right, from our perspective, hits the hurdle, and you just hear a crashing sound.
Yeah.
And it's
so
the only
cool.
hurdle that falls the entire competition, and it's stunning. It was so funny because I didn't care who won. I didn't know who
I
was
never
playing.
did.
Because they don't show you that really. I'm just watching the race.
Right.
Well, that's what it's like if you're invested in the people that are running, or you are a participant, or you're a participant but you're not running right now, but you're like watching your thing. That's what it's like. You don't hear everything. You don't hear anything run. You just see it running. And when that hurdle gets knocked down, it is a crash for you.
Right.
Like it distilled the essence of what that event is.
And you see the athletes have the camaraderie that we're kind of talking about with the themes that we're kind of discovering with the movie, because there's never a single piece of footage where you see anyone fighting.
Nope.
In fact, if a cyclist falls down, everyone kind of like helps each other out, kind of thing. When people are standing on the Olympic podiums, they are shaking hands, typically exhausted, and if they're swimming, they're wearing
so
robes.
tired.
But like you see respect for their fellow athletes, and the only disappointment they have is with themselves because they're trying to kind of beat their number in a way. Also, you just get to see some crazy shit. Pole vaulting's insane.
Pole vaulting's
Right.
nuts. Shot put is nuts.
Shot put. That is one of the weirdest sports. We have a really heavy rock. It needs to go across the field.
Wait, we have not talked about the best part of the documentary, though, which is speed walking. Oh my god. So
they
again,
brought it back at this year's Olympics.
I know. Okay, so is that what it is? It's back? Because I know it exists.
Yeah.
It existed at Rio, but I was like, this cannot be. When I saw the documentary, I was like, this cannot still be a thing. So I'm right that it isn't still a thing. It is again a thing.
Yeah, it was one of like the not official
Right, the,
Olympic
like,
things, but kind of
exhibition
official
ones. Yeah. But yeah, no, speed walking is what it sounds like. You can't lift your feet. You have to have one foot on the ground all the time. And the way you do that is with like the most like ridiculous butt muscles, right? Like that's like if you think about how you walk. And so it's just this like the documentary does it so well because like that is also a part of watching the Olympics is looking at sports and going, how the fuck is this a thing?
But I think this is the one time the film was subtly criticizing it because they cut to a child laughing.
No, I don't think it was a critique in like that they were like, this sucks and shouldn't be in there. It was like, and this is a thing we do here too. That's weird.
They focus. They do close-ups of the butts.
They had a really jaunty, Curb Your Enthusiasm kind of tune.
Yes, they did.
It was
The music was so
great.
silly.
Yeah.
You definitely saw some dick outlines going on there, and they cut to the guy's face, and he's just sweating his ass off, and it's just so intense.
Well, and then I ended
That's
up
a walk.
reading all about speed walking because of course I did. And like it is serious work, like because of the muscles that you're using, like they're very unusual muscles to be using at that rate. Like
No.
these people have like beautiful asses.
Like what's a sport? It's something you introduce a challenge into some activity, and overcoming that challenge is the part that makes you compete. Well, here, guess what? You can't lift your feet. Haha, what now, motherfuckers?
Go
And-
fast.
Yeah,
yeah,
like-
exactly. I mean,
And
it's
there
also
are people
really
that are
long.
good at this.
Like they walk like 30 kilometers or something.
That's
like
ridiculous.
It's really, really far. And so like it is also anyway. That was great. It made me happy.
I think we need to have our final thoughts here.
man,
Anyone
you're
else have
right.
like some last bullet points they want to say?
I mean, the soundtrack, we alluded to it, but it was actually pretty great.
Yeah, it was.
Just everything they decided to put in.
But it was so sporadic. It was inconsistent.
So is the Olympics. I think it's a good. It's a really good depiction of the Olympics.
You know, it's a really good depiction of the Olympics, the actual Olympics. I'm just saying.
I know, but
Shit, that might be on the TV list. God damn it. Let me double
the
check.
Olympics, like the whole thing.
They got the weirdest shit.
They do, yeah.
There's Super Bowls on there, aren't there?
Yeah.
Austin's gonna watch them all.
So I know this was created, produced, or whatever by, I think all the names were Japanese.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is.
But was it?
Japanese
Is the original narration and everything also in Japanese? What I saw was in English.
Oh, really?
Oh, ours was subtitled.
Oh, yeah. Ours was in Japanese with subtitles.
No, the one that I saw was in English. By the way, I did not watch the 3-hour version.
Yeah, there are two versions out there. Adam, Sarah, and I watched the almost 3-hour version, and Lee and Pedro watched the 2-hour version.
Well, there's actually...
Which you can watch on YouTube, on the Olympics actual YouTube channel. They have it up there.
Well, and it's interesting. There's actually, I was mentioning this before the podcast, 3 versions out there.
Oh.
And the third one... I just think this is really interesting about the movie, and I think says a lot about what the movie is and isn't. The movie was funded primarily by Japanese backers who were interested in a documentary to showcase how great Japan was in hosting the Olympics. Everything about the stadiums and all that good stuff. And the funders were hugely displeased by the 3-hour version. And actually basically forced a cut-down 93-minute version to be made, which better reflected the goals of the funders, so much to the filmmakers' unhappiness. So I think that really says something. I mean, basically, I think it adds an interesting twist to this movie, that this guy was paid essentially to make a propaganda piece, and he made...
Like a Japanese film.
Like a Japanese propaganda piece, not like a, more like a, not like, it was, but like, he made this instead, and this is not that.
That is the same story of Don Hertzfeld's Rejected.
They initially hired Akira Kurosawa to do this documentary.
Wait, really?
That would have been amazing.
Holy
What?
shit. Well, it just would have been the judo matches for the entire time.
Yeah, just the whole time.
Did the director steal his
Like
notes
Toshiro
on lighting?
Mifune,
oh
looking
my God.
on in the distance. Yeah.
Mifune's screaming narration the entire time.
This makes a lot of sense to me.
Oh
We
my
should
God.
henge this damn
How have we
thing.
not did a Kurosawa film yet? Anywho, hinges.
Oh yeah, what the fuck?
I know. 4.1.
3.7.
4.3.
Jeez, I liked this way more than I thought I would. 4.6?
I went up, but yeah.
Yeah.
Lee?
2. It's boring! It is boring. It is 2 hours of highlight reels that are poorly framed and poorly balanced. It's boring.
No, this is not a film that you would show everybody. This is
But
not
if you're into sports documentaries, you should watch this.
It's
This
not
is something that you could watch in gym, and I would be okay with that.
There's not narration. There's no plot.
Yes, there is, though. Like, that's what we were just talking
This is
about.
the film Tokyo Olympiad. It is available in an out-of-print Criterion DVD. If you want to go find that one.
Going for
or the 2 hours on
$200
YouTube.
right now.
Is it?
On eBay.
You look?
Oh yeah, I was like, or
Jesus.
Amazon or something. I was trying to find it, and I'm like, I'm not paying $200 for a Criterion.
The best way to do out-of-print Criterions? Half-price books.
Really?
People who don't know what they're giving away. Yeah.
Oh
Awesome.
shit.
That makes sense.
That's how I've done
Yeah.
a couple things. Anywho, Tokyo Olympiad. 2-hour version on YouTube, 3-hour version on eBay. And elsewhere. Now it is time for something I bet Lee's going to say a bit more consistent. Lee, what album did we listen to this week?
We listened to Highway to Hell by AC/DC. Now, this album is kind of important to AC/DC. It was the last album that their lead singer Bon Scott was on before he died. Don't do drugs. That's
Yep,
the helpful hint.
that is
Don't do drugs.
It's going to be our podcast staple. We all endorse the lack of drugs. That will come up at the TV segment.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is their 7th album, so it's well into their recording career. I think... It's AC/DC. It's hard to talk about AC/DC, I feel.
Yeah, I felt this too, because I listened to AC/DC when I was younger, but it was something that was on my iPod, because I liked AC/DC and I liked other albums, like, similar to that. I liked Led Zeppelin and other kind of rock albums. But, like, AC/DC would come up too often in Shuffle, I would keep skipping past it too much. Like,
Oh, see, it probably didn't come up too often, but every song sounds kinda like the other ones.
oh yeah,
So you always think you're hearing the same one.
I did not know my album started over again when I was listening to it.
Like, AC/DC is really good at, like, 3 riffs, and that's it. They know their chords, they know what they're good at, and that's what they stick with. And you can't really fault them because it works for them. But it does get kind of boring.
Yeah, there's...
Like, I will admit, I accidentally listened to the wrong album today. I listened to Back in Black all day. I spent, like, 6 hours listening to Back in Black and got home and realized, nope, shit, it's Highway to Hell. And I really couldn't tell you the difference. Like, even the replacement vocalist for Back in Black, which is the album that came out after this one, Brian Johnson, he's great, and he sounds enough like Bon Scott that you can't really tell if you're not paying attention.
There's no bad song on the album.
Yeah.
Because
nothing's
they're all
bad.
the same song.
Yeah.
And it's a good song.
Yeah.
Wait, Sarah, do you...
I disagree. I like them. They're all loud.
No,
That doesn't mean they're all the same.
I weirdly like them all. It's like a bag of chips.
What's the one right after Back in Black? It's frick. Who's got the song listing in front of them? I feel like the 2 really famous ones on there, Back in Black and somebody have a track listing because I'm
Highway to Hell.
Back in Black?
No, not Highway to Hell.
Oh, albums?
No, I'm trying to remember the other song that I'm thinking of. Sorry, I'm making terrible radio right now. I really love that this album exists, and I don't think they're all the same song. I think they're all similar songs. But, like, it's not boring or one note, I guess would be my...
It's not boring. Like, it's a bag of chips where you wanted the bag of chips. You want them to be a collective bag of different sizes, but the same flavor.
I feel like a bag of chips is a great example and a great, like, metaphor because, yeah, you want them all, and then, like, you get to the end of it, it's like, oh, I'm done? Already?
Oh.
It's true.
But never in a bad way.
Well, yeah, in a bad way, because it's like, oh, I'm done.
But because it's like, oh, that was enjoyable. I'm satiated now. I'm fine. I'm good. Let's go.
Oh,
Let's
for sure.
do something else.
And you know it's not good for you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's true, but it's so good. Like, it's so good.
Again, it's not bad.
You know what's great about AC/DC is that if you look at the track list, you know exactly what the song is because they just sing the title over and over again.
Yeah, no, it's true. Like, it...
Each song is set up the exact same way.
So yeah, I can start here in my head, "Walk All Over You," which is I think a really good one.
Yeah.
That
was the one that I thought felt, like, nicely... Like, I was like, this isn't the same as Highway to Hell. This is similar to Highway to Hell.
This is a step up,
Right.
in a good way.
I love Highway to Hell, though.
I do think Night Prowler is probably a step too creepy.
Yeah, that one was gross. I didn't like that one.
So
Yeah.
Like, their lyrics aren't always the best. There's a song on Back in Black that I also had that feeling about, and Night Prowler is definitely not the best. It's creepy.
Fun fact from Wikipedia, there was a dude who was responsible for 15 brutal murders in 85 in Los Angeles, who really loved this song, and he was called the Night Stalker, and he shouted "Hail Satan" during his trial and loved AC/DC.
wait,
Well, you can't blame AC/DC.
wait, he's called the
for
Night
that.
Stalker?
Wait, is it...
Because there's a
So,
TV show called, isn't it?
The song predated the murders.
Well, yeah, because he was inspired by the song.
Right.
But because isn't there a TV show called like Kojak the Night Stalker
No,
that I've not
Kojak?
seen?
Also, sorry,
There's Kojak.
this is a great line from Wikipedia that is just, it's good times, and I feel like it captures something important about AC/DC. On VH1's Behind the Music, the band claimed that while the song had taken on a murderous connotation, it is actually about a boy sneaking into his girlfriend's bedroom at night. However, the song lyrics contain lines that seem to contradict the band's explanation, such as, quote, "You don't feel the steel till it's hanging out your back as you lie there naked like a body in a tomb." That indeed sounds like murder.
Okay, so the Night Stalker, it's not Kojak. It's that's the placement with the lollipop. This is Kol.
What are you talking
Jack.
about?
Kolchak.
Kolchak.
I feel like we're
Kolchak.
taking.
No, but if this guy's called
Tangent.
Night Stalker, was this
Yeah,
guy?
no, I don't know.
Did they call this show off the Night Stalker? Whatever. This is like a paranormal, like X-Files show. But I think we'll probably cover because it's a show, so it's probably on the list. Anyway, Highway to Hell. That's a good song too. Highway to Hell's a fun song.
It's a great.
I wish we were talking about Back in Black.
I remember liking that one more.
Back in Black is better.
Is Back in Black on the list?
Back
Yes,
in Black
it's also on the list.
is a better album.
But Highway to Hell's fun. I mean,
Yeah, again, it's not bad. Nothing is bad on this. It's like a bag of chips.
Highway to Hell is probably overused in like action films where someone's driving.
And they're
To, like, a
singing Highway to
fight.
Hell. Yeah, that's lame.
Well, to be fair, Back in Black is overused in action films as well.
Oh, Back in Black is used.
Yeah,
In
on
everything.
In everything, yeah.
It's probably in an Old Navy commercial right now.
Probably.
Anywho, it's Hinge It.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 3.5. It's not bad.
3.5 sounds good to me.
3.7. I love me some AC/DC.
That's all. Thank you.
Alright, that is Highway to Hell by AC/DC. If you haven't heard it yet, I bet you already have.
Yeah, you have, though. If you haven't heard it yet, you actually have. You just don't know it.
That's what I just said. Anywho, food segment.
Mine was funnier.
Nope.
So the food today is Gravlax, which is a kind of smoked salmon that is similar to lox. However, the reason it's called Gravlax, I learned from the book that we work out of, which is cool, is grav is from the root of grave, because originally it was smoked underground, like buried. It's cured with dill and a bunch of other spices. I have gotten what is apparently the best Gravlax in Chicago, which is from Dirk's Fish Market in Lincoln Park. I have been able to test this, and I have had Gravlax before, and I will say, this is some hella good Gravlax. So we should eat it with our faces.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's take a bite.
There are forks. You should eat the fish with your face.
And I've decided that right now we are going to tweet a photo of it before the episode comes out.
Look at you.
It's a tease, so always check out the Immortals pod on Twitter to check out what we're going to view.
Eat the damn fish.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to tweet first.
I'm gonna eat some fish.
Gosh, so good. If you're into that sort of thing.
Can I just take this half?
Yeah. There's quite a bit of it, so please. Eat it, Austin. Stop tweeting and eat.
No, I got to tweet.
Stop tweeting and eat.
You guys review.
Right?
These are real good.
Yeah.
It's almost buttery.
Oh, it's so fucking good. Austin's
But
gotta
the
try it
dill,
first,
the
though.
dill really makes it.
I mean, yeah.
Wow, that's
It's
very
not-
tasty.
Yeah, it's real good.
It's not overly smoky.
Yeah, no, Gravlax is different than regular, like, lox you can get at Einstein's because it's so much softer. Like, it is melt in your mouth, buttery good. I am not a dill person. I kind of feel like it's one of those flavors that overwhelms all other flavors. But this fish is so good.
Is the dill, is that what's on the outside?
Yeah.
The kind of black bits
Yeah.
you can see in the photo?
Yeah,
Because that
Gives
is,
it that not salmon taste.
right. It's the thing that doesn't taste like salmon.
yeah, it's like a smoky dill almost.
Well, because the fish is smoked with the dill rubbed on it. I'm pretty sure.
I don't
So,
like the dill part.
Yeah,
It's
no.
like, that part lingers too much because
Yeah,
the fish
I
taste.
agree.
It's like having 5 seconds of really good fish taste and then a minute of
And then
dill.
all of dill. That's that's my feeling.
guess that
about,
is true.
That's my feeling about dill in general. Period. But I do think that the fish itself, and it's a good combination of flavors. But
This is well prepared. Like it's so.
damn, this shit is good.
It's chewy's the wrong word because you imagine it's just the right number of you get an extra chew in a good way.
Yeah.
So
It's-
is this well prepared Gravlax, or is this how it's supposed to be prepared?
This is both.
That's impossible.
No, I mean Gravlax is supposed to be sort of very well prepared smoked salmon that has that sort of like melt in your mouth buttery texture. Where Lox is a little bit. It's just like I'm pretty sure that it would be correct to call Gravlax a subset of Lox, where Lox is all smoked salmon products.
Is it?
I'm
always
not
wondered about
positive. That. I've definitely always seen them listed separately on menus, but like I guess I don't know what the like technical definition of Lox is. Anyway, this is particularly good Gravlax, but it's not unusual. It's like the best. It's like it's Gravlax. I feel like.
Also, great color.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's really pretty.
That ties in.
And like I will say, people are really into smoked salmon products with cream cheese, like on bagels, and I have never been a fan. I prefer it like plain or like in other preparations because I feel like the like cream cheese always overwhelms it. So that's why I didn't do it that way. Because honestly, like this, it has more of a flavor. It's smokier, but it's like almost more like eating like thin cut sushi fish. Like it's it's got that's the texture it has.
That's what it is.
Is like sashimi.
My normal go-to way for salmon, especially ones with like smokier elements, just regularly bought, I don't know, smoked salmon, is just on some bread with lemon squeezed over it.
Yeah.
I almost would rather not use lemon on this. Maybe
so
not.
Good. Yeah.
Because
the lemon can make it too sweet.
It could just overpower the fish too much because it's really delicate, minus the dill.
Yeah, the dill's... Well, and there's also...
I've been eating around the dill.
It's not just dill. There's like black peppercorns in it, too, that are, like, boom in your face, which I like, but...
Alright, I mean...
Yeah, this is so fucking good.
It's henge.
Jeez, 4.6. It's delicious.
4.2?
4.7.
Wow. Alright.
This is Gravlax, which looks like gravel, but it's not.
Did you think we were eating gravel this week?
Now it's time for the song segment.
Yeah.
What do we got this week, Pedro?
We got Sir Duke by Stevie Wonder. It's a song.
God
Stevie Wonder.
Damn it.
God damn it. Pedro.
It's a song I like. It's a song I really like, actually. The song is oddly great. We were talking about this a little bit before. I do not really know anything about Stevie Wonder, or of him, or anything
Pedro.
at all.
Wait. No, that's Survey Lee. Lee, give me one fact about Stevie Wonder.
He's blind.
Thank you.
Pedro didn't know that.
Damn it.
Pedro said, I've heard of Stevie Wonder, and was surprised to hear that he's blind.
It's like the thing he's known for.
Yeah, this is my quibble of like, I'm not sure you have heard of Stevie Wonder then.
I've heard of him because I know that he's an artist that makes music, and I'm pretty sure that's the thing that he is known for.
I think it's second.
I kind of think it is. Like I made Stevie Wonder jokes when I was a kid and awful that were about him being blind, not about him being a famous musician.
How often do you make jokes about being a famous musician?
Well, my point is, he's known for being blind. Don't get me wrong, this song is amazing, and Stevie Wonder is my favorite person. But, yeah. Also, Pedro, it's Stevie Wonder. Like, that's a thing.
I guess it is.
The
I know
one
this
time
now.
you don't print out a fraction of Wikipedia, you're embarrassed by the big facts.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Like, didn't you ever wonder why he's always wearing sunglasses?
God damn it! That's exactly what we talked about. I didn't even know he always wore sunglasses. I've never seen a picture of him before.
I don't.
Like, every single picture of him, he's wearing sunglasses.
I've never seen any of them.
I don't think you've heard of him before.
Yeah, it's like, or if you have, like, it doesn't count. Like, that's
He's
not
a
enough.
musician. He wrote things. I don't know. That's all I know about
He
him.
still writes things. He's still alive.
That's true.
Yeah, he is.
The record
Performed
label
at
that
the
he
White
signed
House,
on
like,
with
not
when
that
he was
long ago.
11, he's still with, like, into the 2010s. Maybe even now. That's, like, the one thing I got to in Wikipedia.
Okay.
Was it the first sentence?
It was, like, this first sentence of, like, the second paragraph. Or the last sentence of the first
then.
paragraph. I don't know. It's in there somewhere.
Let's talk about this song.
The song is wonderful.
It is great.
It's so charming.
So it sounds kind of simple and, like, not, like, what's the word? Like, nothing special. Because it kind of sounds just like, a generic song. Until you actually listen to it, like, carefully, there's a lot going on. And It's really well made. It's extremely well balanced. Every instrument is fun to listen to and pick apart. Nothing is... It's just your generic, fun, happy dancing song, but done correctly. I guess the definition of correctly for a generic song that's not generic. I can't really explain it better than that. It's just so good.
It's a lovely song. It feels like something that's been in a lot of movies or TV shows, but I don't think that's because I've heard it a lot. I think it's because at first listen, it has a very like jaunty feel to it that feels very familiar. But I agree, like in the end, like it's doing much more below the surface, and the lyrics are great. Stevie Wonder's awesome. Like, yeah, I wish I knew more about the ways that he was a pioneer, because I think of him more as a perfecter of his craft rather than a pioneer, if that makes sense. Like, to the extent that great artists fall into two categories, I think of him as a perfecter, not as a pioneer. But it's just, his stuff is so deep and rich and perfectly performed, and this is no exception.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No, let's see. The song is about people. It's a tribute to, well, it says right here, Duke Ellington.
Yeah, that's who
and
Sir Duke
other
is.
people, which
Pedro,
is interesting.
Do you know who Duke Ellington is?
I've heard of him. I think he's a musician, right?
That is correct. Incomplete, but correct.
Okay.
He's blind, too. All
What?
No, he's not. That's not a thing.
What?
He's not blind. That's not true.
You can't
There
just
is
say
a
that
Duke
to me.
Ellington
Adam.
album on the list.
That's good.
Oh, cool. Ben will. Oh, I guess you'll get to him eventually. Maybe I will too.
Oh boy.
Anyone else? Song?
Yeah, somebody else.
It's a good song. I really like this song. It was one that, like, I saw the title and I was like, that's a weird name. I don't understand it. And then I heard it. I was like, oh, this has been in, like, a zillion commercials.
Yeah, I
That's
think
what
it's
that's
true.
from.
This song has been in a lot of stuff, but I also think, like, yeah, it's really good. It's really
It's still really good, yeah.
Yeah.
I was not upset when I figured out that was the song.
Yeah. And yeah.
What is this?
Okay, I figured it out. I know where I've heard this from.
Okay.
Oh boy. That is why Austin hasn't been talking, is because he's been searching the internet for something.
If it's
It
the
is
same place
in...
I know.
What?
If it's the same place from where I know it from.
I'll have you go first.
No, I don't. That's why I want you to tell me.
Okay. Derrick Comedy is a fantastic sketch group that Don Glover did before he joined 30 Rock writing staff.
Okay.
There is a sketch called Progression of a Mad Hatter, which has a guy being too exposed to mercury. I can't say that word very well. And eventually he just starts dancing to this song shirtless.
Oh.
That's
weird.
Nailed it.
So this is like back in high school.
This is not even one of my favorite Derrick Comedy sketches.
I don't even
But I had an
remember that
image
well.
of someone moving their arms around in a weird way to this song.
That does explain why you were trying to say, like, someone was doing this dance.
This
and
exact
then did a
dance.
really weird thing when
Oh,
you were listening
man.
to it.
Nailed it.
Sure.
I gotta watch that
We'll
sketch
go with
again.
It's funny. Okay, hinges.
Yeah, let's have this
Sure.
shit.
I mean, I can't find anything wrong with it. It's 4.75.
Wow. I'll give it a 4.2. I love it. It's not my favorite song of all time.
4.5.
4.2.
4.
All right, that is Sir Duke by Stevie Wonder, noted blind musician.
Yeah.
All right, now it's time
Thanks.
for the children's book segment, which is what, Adam?
This is Peter Pan in Kensington Gardens by J.M. Barrie. And we're going to play a clip now of Hook for you.
Nope, because Austin edits the show, and fuck that.
Damn it.
But Hook is
Austin
great.
doesn't like Hook because
love
Austin
Hook.
is a monster.
Truly.
Everyone loves Hook.
If anyone
It's-
else was editing this show, there'd be a Hook clip right now.
Who here likes Hook?
I like Hook.
I like
It's so
Hook.
good.
Hook's terrible.
Hook has nothing to do with
Wow.
Peter Pan in Kensington Gardens.
You know why? Because they're not at Never Never Land.
They are not. No,
They're
this
in
is
Kensington Gardens.
this is Peter Pan the baby years.
Oh.
When he first leaves his home, he goes to Kensington Gardens where the fairies live, and he meets the fairies and learns to live with them and figures out that he's an in betwixt and in between person, because he's not a bird, because children start out as birds, and then from birds they turn into children, like human children. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, birds turn into children.
Is Kensington Gardens like a place in the real world?
I thought you were just misinterpreting things. That's canon?
It's in the book.
I just assumed, like, the storyteller and through, like, Peter's perspective.
Yes, Kensington Gardens is a real place.
Yes. But there are other kids in this story. They're not magical. They just go to the gardens.
Right.
They weren't birds.
Right.
Just Peter.
No, I understood it that everyone starts out as a bird, but then they forget their bird ways. But Peter got out of because all children want to leave their homes, and Peter actually did, and he started to remember how to be a bird again.
This sounds like bullshit.
Well, why does he in Hook? Why does he crow?
Whoa.
No, guys, Hook isn't canon.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Okay,
but what you said, Austin, is a good point. That this is a second viewpoint. The viewpoint is it's not first person or third person. It's second person, because he's talking to his son David, I think. And he's saying
that's not second person. Second person literally is you walk down the street, you pick up an apple, you go this way.
Oh, so it is third person then?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
It is being told as a story.
Yeah. It's as if there's a quote at the beginning and a quote at the very end of the book.
Yeah. So that's why I took it as Peter has these fantastical elements, but I did not catch on that all children are birds. Okay.
I think...
You're probably right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Because I was consistently bored and confused by this book.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Did you like it?
It's a strong word. It's... you say what you're going to say.
Well, I was excited about this book because I have never read the J.M. Barrie play, or kind of even J.M. Barrie as an original source. I mean, I've seen many Peter Pan iterations, and I enjoyed the biopic film Finding Neverland about J.M. Barrie, which, I mean, as all biopics, it's not it wasn't a 12-hour version of his life. Right. It was a simple narration. But I really liked it. So I was very excited to read J.M. Barrie's story, and I was disappointed because I found Kensington Gardens to be way less interesting than every version of Never Neverland that we've seen. Mm-hmm. I wasn't bummed about not being there. I'm happy to be anywhere if it has that kind of fun, fantastical elements. But I never felt it here. Even when things were fantastical, it felt very plain.
Yeah.
And you have fairies, and you have wishes, and you have, mysterious things happening when the gardens are closed. But I was bored, and I was never expecting to be bored by this book, because it's not even very long. There's nice illustrations and whatnot, and it's Peter Pan. But Peter Pan doesn't even have personality yet, because he's a toddler, basically.
Yeah.
Not a toddler, but I mean, he's young.
Right, yeah. So I wanted to look up when this was written in J.M. Barrie's works.
Yeah.
And so he wrote the Peter Pan play first, and then he wrote a book called The Little White Bird. And this book, Peter Pan in Kensington Gardens, is taken from The Little White Bird.
Was that a play or
chapters within?
Oh, okay.
It's a book.
That's a book.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So it was kind of, I guess, split into this book. That was my understanding of it. I might be wrong. Tweet us if I'm wrong.
Is that a bird pun?
Well, it's not mine.
Stretching so much right now.
Twitter. This felt like, to use an overused example, it kind of felt like the Star Wars prequels, which were just a way to explain the beginning of Star Wars. It was we didn't really need to see this because Star Wars Episode 4, 5, and 6 are amazing. Whereas Peter Pan and Neverland, Peter and Wendy is amazing.
And that's so interesting because there was a Peter Pan prequel that I read not too long ago. Dave Barry and Ridley Pearson, noted authors in their own right, they worked together to make a children's series that began with the novel Peter and the Starcatchers, which was a huge best-selling book. Mm-hmm. And that was fun. I mean, like, it was because, Peter, before he's Peter, is going on adventures worthy of Peter Pan. And they're new, and they're exciting, and they're crazy. And it's a world with danger and adventure.
Yeah.
There is no danger and adventure here.
No.
It is a very, very British Gardens.
Yeah. It's like Peter before he's Peter Pan.
Yeah, and that's not what you want from prequels.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, they're making, we're going to stick with your metaphor, they're making a Han Solo prequel. If they have him just in school before he becomes rebellious, that's awful.
Yeah.
You want him to be doing cool shit before A New Hope.
Right.
I would watch that movie.
Would you watch him just go to that class?
He's so hot, though.
I'm talking like 5 years old.
No,
right?
that would be
With
not
math
cool.
class.
That would be not good.
I'm bad at time because I'm forever old.
So, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just such a... So I was looking forward to this one. This one seemed cool. And like this book, the book that we got from the Chicago Public Library, I think this book even doesn't care about this book because everything about like the flaps and the jacket is all about the illustrations in the back.
Yes.
They do not give a fuck about the plot.
Right.
It is 100 or so pages of nothing to get to the really pretty pictures.
I think they pretty much say right in the flap that the main reason to read this book is for the pictures.
Yeah, I know.
Which is fair. It's a fair point.
They're
And
good.
that's why I'm going to rate this book higher than I would otherwise, is because the illustrations are really fantastic and they kind of...
But they're done after the fact. It's
Exactly.
like a new edition.
Yeah. They are done after the fact, but still it does capture the wonder that the actual... It captures the wonder of the story that the story fails to capture.
Yeah, this is better than the prose.
Yeah. I will say that I really enjoyed the chapter Lockout Time, which was I think, well, no, never mind. But it was from Peter's perspective, and he was like thinking about going back home and putting off going back home to his mother. And so I thought that was really affecting and powerful, but not really part of...
That was crazy.
Crazy.
Well, it was so, like... It was way more emotional than anything else in the story. I'm reading this chapter now. Because, like, he sometimes, like, goes back home and he goes into the window. But then the window was locked, so he couldn't get in. Now he's, like, forever, like, away from his parents. Like...
Yeah, and there was another child in his mother's arm.
Yeah,
to
like
take his place.
The only connection he had was to open or close window.
Yeah,
that's in Hook.
Yeah, exactly.
A bullshit movie.
And the thimble as a kiss was in this book as well. For all you Hook fans out there, which are everyone, Austin.
Everyone but Austin.
There's
literally.
2 good things about Hook.
4.9 henges.
For
Hook?
For Hook.
God, no. Dustin Hoffman in Hook and Bob Hoskins in Hook. Those are the best things about Hook.
It's like half the movie, so you like half the movie.
So why won't...
I don't like when they're playing baseball.
Come on.
That was fun.
I did not like that part.
You call
Austin's just wrong about everything.
You
That's
all are
okay.
insane about Hook. Alright, it's time to hinge this up.
Yeah. 2.8.
2.
The illustrations are really good. Just go to the library. Don't rent it.
Wait, say who did the illustrations because that's
Oh,
part of this
yeah.
edition.
I'm sorry, we never said that. It's Arthur Rackham, which... I didn't look him up, and I don't know anything about him.
But Lee discovered that this book is actually in the public domain. So if you want just the story
sweet.
itself, not the part that Adam likes, check it out.
Yeah. And interesting thing about Arthur Rackham, the illustrator, he's blind.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he is.
That's not true.
Wait, really?
Yeah, no.
He's an illustrator, Pedro. He's
So?
fucking with you.
That means you can't. That doesn't mean you can't do that.
What?
It kind of does, though.
Like, suppose you sculpt wood, you could feel it and still know what's going on.
Yeah,
And
but then you
just
wouldn't
press-
be
Sculpting wood and
illustrator, you'd be
illustrating
a
are
sculpt-
different
But it
things.
could be a press illustration, you know, where you do different patterns.
It
and
could, and that would
print
be
it.
awesome. But it's not, though.
I'm
And-
fucking looking up blind artists.
Ray Charles also blind.
Okay, I know. I saw that movie.
I just
Did
don't,
you know before
I
the
honestly
movie?
don't understand how you know that Ray Charles is blind and don't know that Stevie
I hadn't
Wonder is
seen a
blind.
picture
'Cause
of
he
Ray
has this-
Charles before.
He hasn't
But, like,
seen a Stevie Wonder
How do
movie.
you, whatever. It's cool, man. You're fine.
No,
You know,
not
if-
apparently.
If you hear a Stevie Wonder song, you cannot discern that he's blind.
That is fair.
Thank
I don't
God.
think
I thought you were going to say I could hear his blindness.
I
No,
don't.
no,
although I
no.
don't think Pedro is asserting that he'd ever heard a Stevie Wonder song before.
I probably have. It'd be almost impossible not to, right?
But you didn't know you had.
No, that's true.
Well,
for,
that's
like,
a different
all
point, then.
artists.
What? Fine. It's cool. It's cool, man. Sorry. I'm harping.
No, it's okay.
Now it's time for the TV segment. I watched the miniseries Traffik. Traffik is a 6-part 1998. No, I'm good at talking. It's a 6-part miniseries from 1989. It aired on British television. It is the basis for the 2000 film Traffik with a C. That was made by Soderbergh. That won him Best Director, and I think Benicio del Toro won an Oscar. I don't know. Anyhow, this one was written by Simon Moore, directed by Alistair Reed. It stars people like Bill Patterson and Lindsay Duncan, and it is so boring. But I don't like boring as a criticism, because like you gotta like, critique the art itself. But I watched the first episode like 3 times because I just kept zoning out so badly that I didn't know what was going on. And they're not even that long episodes. But it's 3 stories all around the drug trade. Specifically all about heroin in Pakistan. And you have this politician who's involved with kind of dealing with the drug trade through politics, but his daughter is addicted to heroin. And then you have Lindsay Duncan, who's a great actress, who's the wife of this drug lord who's now being arrested. She's trying to get him out through all these kind of crazy means. He has people in Pakistan who are dealing with the opium and the poppies and all the transitions there. And it's just like... This is a huge hit. This is like a beloved miniseries, one of the most beloved miniseries in the UK. And I was so excited to see it because I'd never had seen it before. But every single... it was crazy how much I didn't care about what was going on. There's a point when Lindsay Duncan is telling someone to shoot someone in the head on the street to stop a bomb from going off. I was still bored. It's crazy because also Lindsay Duncan is good in this. Lindsay Duncan, obviously we all know from the Doctor Who episode, The Waters of Mars.
Yes, of course.
Great performance in that. But oh my, I didn't care. I didn't care. I think the way it handled heroin felt extremely dated, especially the daughter's addiction to heroin felt very TV movie of the week element, especially when she's on the bench in the streets going, "I just need my fix." It's just like, I didn't mind the final speech. That's it. I don't like it. I watched this for 6 hours and I can't even speak about it for 5 minutes. It's...
I was gonna watch it, and then you watched the first couple episodes, and you were like, "This is bad. Don't watch it." So I didn't.
Like I keep like reading like reviews. People are like, "Oh, it's so powerful, so good." So like, look at the plot and it's connecting. But yeah, but it should be. I don't think I like the direction very much. I think it's extremely flat, and I think it maybe it's because of the lower budget. But it's just it's just lame. I don't like it very much. The only thing it's worth is a couple of performances, mostly Lindsay Duncan. 2.5 hinges.
Oh, you sound so defeated.
I want it to be good.
Yeah.
It's always fun to go like, okay, this week I'll just watch 6 episodes. This is an easy win for me. I like this. But
Well,
then,
it's better than having to watch, like, say, a couple seasons of a show like, say, Gotham, which you had to do one week and then for some reason have persisted upon watching.
oh yeah.
Why are you still watching Gotham, Austin?
Well, I'm really curious now because I think they forgot the Penguin's the mayor.
Wait, the Penguin's the mayor?
The Penguin's the mayor because they did a Donald Trump parody.
But, like, why?
But then I think they forgot he's the mayor. The Penguin's gay
That'll
now
happen.
because he's in love with the Riddler. So
Yeah.
he killed the Riddler's girlfriend because he loves him so much.
Wait. Okay, but then...
But now everyone's making
Wait.
fun of the Penguin for being gay. This actually isn't a very progressive show, it turns out.
Apparently not. Jeez. Yeah.
Oh,
none,
hi.
and none too soon. Hi.
What's up?
Hello.
What do you think of blind artists?
I refuse to answer the question, Pedro.
Jeez.
He's not nice.
Yeah, he is. I like
I don't think you even heard him yet. I think you were like
it's
settling
true. I think
into
he just, like-
Adam's body, and you were just zoning out.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. What did Pedro just ask, huh?
He asked me about blind artists. I know everything, Sarah. You cannot fool me.
Sure, alright, whatever. What's our next number, dude? I don't have much time for you.
Did you listen to the whole show? Did we do all right?
I listened to part of it, I would say.
Don't we power some evil plot? Like, do the reviews have to be good, or is it just the reviews themselves?
I do enjoy when you dislike something very much. And to that point, I find Lee's reviews very, very exciting, because I find...
'Cause I hate everything.
Yes.
How come Lee's always the favorite?
Because I hate everything.
This is fair, and
What
they're
do you mean
bad
al-
people.
what do you mean always?
The last guy preferred Lee over
It's
us.
true. That's
Oh,
a good
before
point.
the regime change?
In
What
episode
about that
50.
weird Mary
Yeah.
Poppins woman?
What?
We had a weird Mary Poppins woman. for
Oh,
a
the
bit.
other...
I thought she was a bit too much like Umbridge for my liking.
That's fair, that's fair.
I've stopped caring.
What's our next number, dude?
Your next
Yeah.
number is 531.
531, huh? It's a nice number. Oh, and he's gone.
4 plus 5, 9. Divisible by 3
Hey, well, that's exciting.
and 9.
I mean, I'm always happy when they're divisible by 3.
Wait, this means you guys can't do this shit to begin the next episode.
I disagree.
Well, I mean, people are gonna forget. And what about
No,
the
they
new
forget.
listeners?
What about new listeners? Like, how will they know the way that our
Exactly.
show works?
What did we do to make new listeners this episode?
Many things. We reviewed Tokyo Olympiad, that very famous, wonderful movie.
You know what? I bet Peter Pan is going to be the biggest tag.
We had Summer Olympics this year. We could have covered it then, but no, we didn't.
Did anyone actually watch
Or
it
we
this
could have
year?
waited 4 years when the Olympics are back in Tokyo.
That's a fair point, Lee. Since we will be doing this for the next 20 years. Ooh, the food's good next week. Well, I mean, it's something. We're gonna eat goat.
Okay.
Interesting.
Nice one-syllable, basic
Sweet.
animal. We're gonna eat some goats.
All right, the movie, we're going actually very American this time. It is The Last Picture Show, starring Jeff Bridges.
Ooh, the song is by Adam. And the Ants. It's called Kings of the Wild Frontier.
We know how much you like ants.
I do.
And me.
I like you.
Wait, he likes ants so much that he burns them alive, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, then I stopped.
No, that's affection in Pedro's eyes.
The children's book is a fucking another novel, but Warrior Scarlet by Rosemary Sutcliffe.
All right.
The album is Color by Numbers by the Culture Club. Really? This is
Wait, what? Again?
Color by Numbers by the Culture Club. Like, why is this album on here?
Did we do a song or an album by them?
We did a song.
We
by
did a
them.
song
Okay.
by them.
And the TV show is, this is also a weird coincidence, it's Millennium, the second show created by Chris Carter, the
Chris
creator
Carter,
of The X-Files.
ruiner of the X-Files. I mean, creator of the X-Files.
I wonder how he's going to do for a Mystery of the Week show
Oh no!
about serial killers.
Oh no! I'm sure it'll be great.
We'll all
I'll
find
watch
out
it.
next week when we cover this stuff. Until then, you can email us at the Immortals at theartimmortal.com. You can follow us on Twitter at the Immortals Pod. But the best way to start a conversation is to go to theartimmortal.com and leave a comment after this episode. Let us know what you think of Olympics coverage, AC/DC, Fish. Did you know Stevie Wonder was blind? What do you think
I
about
bet
Hook?
you did.
Someone out there didn't.
Did you think I should have talked more about Traffik? All these things you can discuss in the comments section. Also, while you're there, you can listen to the other podcasts that are going on. Tomorrow, we'll have our final Jimmy Stewart podcast on Let's Take 5, where we will review Vertigo. Spoiler, one of us likes the film. And then on Wednesday, Let's Take 5 will come back for a small episode where we will wrap up Jimmy Stewart and announce our next 5, which is will be very fun. Also this week on The Art Immortal, we have a whole bunch of articles about television. On Wednesday, I wrote an article about the top 50 TV shows of 2016. And Thursday, the day this episode's coming out, we had our big ol' article of the top TV episodes 2016, which had contributions from Sarah, Pedro, and Lee.
Woo!
So
Aw.
someone else was invited, and someone else declined.
Damn.
Burn.
Harsh, bro.
Is there still
Harsh, bro.
time?
So you can read Lee talking about Lady Dynamite. You can see Pedro talk about The Night Manager, and Sarah we talk about Rectify,
Yay!
and I talk about BoJack Horseman. So
Back in the 90s, you were in a very famous TV show.
BoJack.
Anyway.
I watched maybe 2 episodes from the year 2016, so I didn't do one.
I didn't watch that many. The ones that I watched are all on that list.
Turns out
Ditto.
reviewing a billion things all year for a crazy podcast takes a lot of time.
It takes a lot of time.
It does, actually, yeah.
Also on the website, you could check out the podcast Ad Absurdum, which is hosted
Yay!
by Sarah and Meredith. You want to do a quick elevator pitch?
Soon we'll be reviewing, you can check out our first episode, which is about the lovely Tom Cruise film Minority Report, where we discuss the legal implications of various problems with the movie Minority Report. Our next episode, which will come out January 3rd, will be about The Truman Show, and we'll examine such questions as, can you own babies? And is it a good idea to kill people's parents in front of them to inflict emotional distress? It'll be good times.
I mean,
The answers may surprise you.
that's not a bad way to do it, though.
Alright, we're moving on now.
Pedro's not invited on the show. And that's it. We have one more episode left in 2016. We hope you join us. Until then, I'm Austin.
I'm Adam.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Lee.
I'm Pedro.
Catch y'all next time. Bye everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
No stopping me this time, Smee. This is it. Don't make a move, Smee. Not a step. My finger's on the trigger. Don't try to stop me, Smee. Oh, not again. This is it. Don't try to stop me this time, Smee. Don't try.